Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. I hope y'all are doing absolutely wonderful. Let's play in some new makeup. I have a lot of new makeup just prancing around this makeup room. So let's try it all out. This is where I do my first impressions, and also note that I never, ever do sponsored first impressions, because to me, I don't think we should put an ad on something that we haven't tried. Y'all know I always try to be very respectful, and I'm never putting anyone down that does, but for us, I like to do the first impressions here, and they will never be sponsored. Anything that you see on my page that is an ad is something I have tried multiple times. Many times. You've seen it on the stories, you've seen it in my posts, you have just seen it. So I felt like I needed to share that today. Now let's play in makeup. Now, while these are going to be really cute here in a second, stop touching me. I want to try this. I've already dadgum lost it. The Jelly Much. This is from the ColourPop Hocus Pocus collection. But this particular shade is just screaming fall. I can't get it open. These dadgum long nails. Ah, I did. Look at this. This is actually a really cool formula. I am going to tell you, it dries out so quickly. Even if you keep this lid, press it in there, shut it immediately, this formula dries out. It just does. It lasts about 3 months tops. Got to be upfront with you on that. But I do want to play with it because while it is in its prime, it's a beautiful, beautiful formula. It matches my nails. I'm excited. So let's start with clean canvas, but there is a trick. I'm going to be applying eyeshadow from my crease up, but what I'm going to do is, because these are such a different formula, these are not going to need any eyeshadow base, and they're going to actually work better without the eyeshadow base. So we're only going to apply it from my crease to my brow bone. I might smoke this shadow out, so let's bring that eyeshadow base over this way as well. And don't be afraid to bring it over this way, because we might put some shadow kind of in the brow. And I'm actually pushing it into my brow because I don't like too harsh of a line there for the moment. You know, my makeup mind might change and I might go back to carved brows. So we're gonna go ahead and use the palette as well. Let's just see what happens here. I love these cool tones. So I'm gonna start with this shade, and this is just gonna be our transition. I always like to show you how much I pick up. It's very important. We're gonna go ahead and press this into the socket. Or I should say the crease, the upper crease. And I'm always very ginger with how much that I pick up. So if you're ever thinking, ooh, that's not pigmented, I'm really and truly trying my best to not add too much color at first. I want this to be a very soft wash of color because it's just our transition. Now I'm gonna take the tip of the brush. I'm using an E28, by the way. We're gonna take the tip of the brush, and I'm gonna grab a little bit more, and I'm gonna start to add definition through the socket. So I'm not gonna say that this formula is revolutionary, but I do like that this color palette here, and it has some dark colors, a black. We'll see how the black performs. I do like the color story. I really like these colors. I even love this green. You'll know I'm all about those greens. But let's build this up because I'm actually gonna do shadow and then definition. Okay, just wait on it. It's gonna be really good. Okay, do you know what nobody talks about? Mapping things out with black eyeshadow. Map your liner out, map your shadow out. So what I'm gonna do is I wanna do a shadowing now. Ooh, that black is nice. And I'm taking an A26 and I'm just gonna map this out. I will trace liner back over it, but look at how much more control you have. I wish somebody would have told me these things. And I'm gonna take it all the way over. And notice that I'm leaving my eye open. That's so important. And all of this can be cleaned up, but it's gonna be so much easier to just do this first. Look at that. That's cool. Now, I'm going to show you all the cleanup, all of that good stuff. But now we're just going to take our Valentino liner and trace over this. Look at how easy that is. And I'm gonna go through here. Now we don't have to worry as much about the inner part because I'm going to kind of black that out here in a second. But that liner fills that eyeshadow and it just creates a barrier. So much easier, and nobody told me that, so I wanted to tell you. So now I'm just filling in to about right there. Now we're gonna take some micellar water on our C30. I like to make sure that it is drenched, but also very evened out on the brush. And we're just gonna remove this black and any of the base that might have crept that way. Where's Sheila? Oh, Sheila's behind me. Sheila, I need you. So I'm just gonna wipe it on Sheila. I still have the micellar water there. Perfect. Now remember, we're still gonna add eyeshadows here. This is all gonna make sense. Now the micellar water that I use is this one. I'm gonna go get you a link. It has to be this one with the pink cap because I know that it doesn't have oil, and it just dries down and makeup goes on top of it perfectly. Never any issues, doesn't mess with the wear as long as you let it completely dry. Now I'm just winging this as I go. Pun absolutely intended. And I'm gonna take a little bit of eyeshadow base and I'm just going to press it here. And you're gonna see why. I'm gonna grab my E28 again. And I wanna transition that. So I think I'm gonna grab this shade and just press it in between there. We needed a little bit of eyeshadow base, but all of that's gonna be covered. So it's not going to affect, ooh, that's pretty, affect the one that we're about to apply here. It's little things like this that elevate your makeup, that make it just look seamless, flawless. And nobody ever told me about these things. No one ever said, hey, you could just transition your lid a little bit. They didn't. They just said, I'm gonna grab this color and I'm gonna put it here. And then it would just go away. And then I'd be like, please help me. Honestly, this is just pretty as is. And look at how when I relax my eye, you just barely see that black. Ooh, and then over here. I love makeup. So I also want to start this new series. It came to me today. So a lot of times I'll use my front camera, which is what I'm using right now. And you can see really nicely. But I like doing my wear test with front camera because I feel like I can just, it's right here and it's really easy to do the updates. But I want to start a series on foundations in back camera HD. I'm not going to do wear test, but what I'll do is I'll take one as it's going on, once it's all finished, and then one a take later that evening with at least 5 or 6 hours, maybe more depending on what I've got going on, because the wear tests do kind of slow me down because I have to film so much content. But I want to do basically an HD series for each foundation that I'm trying. We'll do the wear test the way we always do them, but then HD series. This is really pretty. So a tip with these, this will help, but again, they do dry out quickly, but scooping out what you need and then shutting it back tightly, that's the best technique with those. That's gonna keep it alive much longer. So I'm gonna use a C30. Look at how pretty that is. To be honest, the consistency feels different in a good way from the ones that I've used prior. See, that's why we just have to keep trying things out. This feels nice. Wow, that is stunning. Now we're just gonna add a liner across here, connect it. So I found an orange shimmery eyeliner. I've used this one before and I loved it. It's from Stila. And that's gonna go on our waterline. Yes. So I just have mascara on here, and if you're not really into falsies, this kind of look is very pretty without falsies. I could even add more mascara, but for me, falsies are just very fun. It's just more icing on my face cake. These are House of Lashes They teamed up with Jean apparently. No, these are House of Lashes Nor Fairy Lights, and I love these lashes. I love them so much. That's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go film my HD series. I'm starting it. We're gonna do the House Labs first. It's called Foundation in HD. So let me go film that and I'll be right back to finish the face. New series, Foundation in HD. I normally film everything with my front camera. Great quality. This is back camera and it's even better quality. Let's watch this work in. Always keep in mind my face is much lighter than my body. Sunscreen and retinol. Here's where we're at so far. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the foundation. Let's build it up. This foundation builds beautifully, but remember it is medium coverage. Looks like on the forehead. I'm about to finish the face, but I thought you'd wanna see it in this stage. So here we are before we set it. I'm back. House Labs foundation, but again, I'm filming it back camera and filming it at different stages. I'm excited for this because I want y'all to see what the foundations look like in their most HD form. Oh goodness gracious, I get too excited. I'm still too excited. Honestly, I want to just go scream and squawk around the neighborhood, but I'm going to finish this tutorial. So I am using my Sephora Collection concealer. There we go. And I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, I used to love the Kylie concealer, and I still do. It was wonderful. I loved everything about it. It was just a beautiful formula. But I used Gypsum and I used Himalaya, and that's these colors. So basically what you're seeing here is one is going to brighten and the other is going to color correct. 2-for-1 special. I'm going to grab my E29 and I'm just going to tap these together. Isn't that pretty? I love this concealer so much. In fact, I don't know if y'all remember, but I actually forgot concealer while I was in New York and I bought the Sephora Collection concealer. It's so good and so affordable. Now I'm using the House Labs. Remember, I'm filming the content, the in HD. I love it. It sounds so fun. I'm just excited to do it because I feel like the wear test, like I said, I want to keep them the exact same, but this is something a little bit different. And I'm going to really zoom it in. And I have some ideas because this is the content that I would want to see. And that's, I think, how I got where I am. I make content that I want to see. I need help. Show me stuff. Oh, and all my excitement, I almost forgot. We launched the Puff Friday. I'm going to leave a link. You get 2 in the package. I'm so excited. There's just so much excitement. I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful. And I owe it to y'all. I love you. Okay, if you want to check it out, here's the link. So I'm not normally one to set my entire face, but the other day while I was teaching something, I kind of fell back in love with this powder. I might need a little bit darker shade, but once you work it in, see, it does work in nicely. And just press that in with the puff. This is waterproof, by the way, which is what I need in this jungle of Houston I live in. So I'm just going to press that in. And I talked about powders the other day, and you know what? I don't care about views, but I wanted that to have more views only because it was so dadgum helpful. So check my recent posts where I explain the difference between powders. I'm feeling wild. I'm going to grab NARS bronzer in Casino on a C40. And I just felt like using this today. That's really pretty. Remember, I'm grabbing a very small amount. It's always better to build than it is to pick up a whole lot on your brush. So pretty. So now we're gonna take that black eyeshadow, and again, we're gonna map this out. I might deepen this right here too. Little things like this make such a difference. Oh, that's fun. Again, just extend this. Then I'm just going to trace over it, just like we did before with the Valentino liner to extend. I want to use an orange blush. I am a jack-o'-lantern. This one is from Sephora Collection and the shade is Fascinated. Orange blush is very pretty though. Ooh, that's pretty. Now we're gonna grab an E27 and grab this shade in the center of the brush. And then we're just going to press it on our bottom lash line so it doesn't fluff any of that powder into our eye. Also notice how it made that orange in our waterline pop even more. Now for lips, I'm gonna do a little bit of an orangey nude situation here. This is actually Shayla's recent collab with Dose of Colors. This shade is called Final Touch, and then we're gonna use the lip liner from the set. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to grab the lipstick and just kind of define the lip line with it. So I'm mixing it in as I go. This is a gorgeous lip combo. There is a gloss, but I really just want to wear it this way. I'm gonna wear it again this week, so we'll try it with the gloss. The gloss is gorgeous too. So pretty, right? Okay, we're all done. Also want to mention that this is not creasing whatsoever. I think this might be a new formula. It's been a long time since I've tried these. So that might be a new formula, and I'm so impressed. Here we are after. Here's this side, center of the face, and this side. Now, like I said, I've already done a wear test, but I will do one check-in a little bit later. It's been about 6 hours, and this is where we're at. Now remember, I've already done a wear test. We're just starting a new series where we look at all of the foundations in HD. Which foundation do you want to see next in HD? All right, we're all finished. I love y'all so much. Y'all are so wonderful. Y'all are actually somehow more excited than I am about being verified. Y'all are so much fun, and I love you with all of my heart. I'll see you in the comments tonight.